Here we go again. Get woke, go broke. This time, it's Cracker Barrel, the restaurant I went to last week to defend them against that weird, crank far leftist white liberal female who excoriated MAGA, saying that we can't eat at any ethnic restaurants. We all had to eat at the Cracker Barrel. So, guess where Homegirl went to eat? At the Cracker Barrel. Anyway, thank you, Amuse, for posting on X the CEO of Cracker Barrel, big mistake, Julie Fells Massino's decision to, quote, decolonize, another crank far leftist buzzword, the company, starting by removing the old fashioned country gentleman meant to evoke nostalgia and Americana. From the logo is hammering the stock, wiping out $250 million in value. That is just since the logo was changed, okay? The decolonization logo. Since Fells became CEO, the stock is down 34%, erasing $587 million. That is more than $500 million in revenue. Okay. And value. Changed. Okay. Cracker Barrel, get rid of that bitch immediately. That's your first step. Second step is you need to make the brand exactly back to the way it was, because society as a whole, this is a shift in Americanism and Americana overall. We're back. You understand that? ESG, environmental, social governance, all that bullshit that Robbie Starbuck, thank you, brother, has been exposing. He has brought multi-billion-dollar corporations to their knees, and they have changed their practices based on his findings and his getting the public aware of how these people are expecting us to spend money when you hate us and you hate our way of life and you hate America. No, then we ain't gonna spend no money in your establishment. How about that? See how this works? And conservatives are the ones who have the money because we have jobs. Leftists don't have jobs. They protest all day and get paid by NGOs $300 a day to scream free Palestine. Anyway, America is healing, and we don't accept DEI anymore. It's overwhelmingly, it has been shown that white liberal females, credential class assholes, are the ones who benefit. 80% of the high ranking executive C-suite level jobs in DEI go to white women. So you tell me how it helps black folks. Go ahead. We're done with DEI. We see who it benefits. Okay? We're done with DEI. We're done with ESG. We're done with this female. Also, with the Cracker Barrel, she already started implementing all these LGBTQ programs. Cracker Barrel, the NFL is screwing up with all of these male cheerleaders now. And they're not male cheerleaders in the sense like from college. They're like sassy. Hey,
They think they're women.
hey, go somewhere and sit your fruity ass down. Don't nobody want to see that on the gridiron. Anyway, I don't care. This is not what people are paying for anymore. People are not interested in these ideological struggles and all of these ideas that you people think is what everybody should do and be and have and want and see. We're done with it. You've had your time. You have had your time. You have had years of infecting yourselves and digging into the skin of America and burrowing in like the fat leeches that you are. We're done with you now. Okay, we know what you are. We know what you do. We know why you do it, and you're canceled. How about you're canceled now? So, Cracker Barrel is getting the Bud Light treatment because people are highly upset about this. You expect us to spend your money, but then you don't like us. Okay, and we don't do that anymore. There are too many alternatives. Okay, so get rid of that bitch, or you're going to completely lose your company. Look at I got proof. All of that stuff that happened with American Eagle about a month or two ago with Sydney Sweeney, and how the crank far left tried to cancel her for being a beautiful young woman. Yeah, none of it worked. In fact, American Eagle experienced high profit margins over the last few months ever since that took place. And instead of them bowing and capitulating to the left, they doubled and tripled down. And we love that. American Eagle, you got my vote. And as a matter of fact, I went to American Eagle right after all that happened and bought American Eagle some hoodie, sweater, some t-shirts. I'm gonna get some jeans because we the people, we the citizens, spend money on things that companies that don't hate us. Your time is over. You either be part of this American greatness and the Renaissance, or you can go move to North Korea. See how that works out for you. Cracker Barrel, get rid of that bitch, or you're going to be broke as hell. Peace out.
Amen. Amen. All right, this is about Russiagate.
I made a video about 3 weeks ago, and I just kind of let it sit there and said, you know what? Let me just try to get my business in order and do what I can to uh, like every possible thing that I can to make sure that I get handled what I need handled. Man, I have hit a wall. This economy and the high interest rates are hitting home. So when I make these videos talking about Jerome Romy Rome Powell and how Wall Street has benefited over the last 4 years, and Main Street, the middle class and the poor have not been able to catch a break, bro. I am one of them. I have not driven, I have not had my own car in over a year. And it's the interest rates are too high. They're over, it's like 8% is the lowest. And if you have challenged credit, you can be paying 12, 13, up to 22%, the highest that can possibly, which I don't even care at this point. I will pay it. I rented a car for a little while, and that's when you saw me a few months ago driving around. I'm like, whatever. That got to be too expensive. And then I had the problems with my license and got all that straightened out. And now I'm at the point where, look, I'm running for office. And thank you to everybody who sends me these messages when I make videos. You should run for office. You should run for office. I keep all those because that's inspiration for me. That keeps me going. And Colorado is under siege. It has been since the ghoulish four came in from California and literally just stole elections and overregulated, ran businesses out of the state. I want to help change that. I have been MAGA since President Trump went down that escalator in June of 2015, and I have not wavered, not even once. And I do these videos every day to inform the public. And I always pray before I make these videos because I wanted to reach people and I wanted to cause change. Faith without works is dead. Also, I have to humble myself and say, you know what? Okay, I've done as much as I can do. Maybe I need to just ask for some help for a change because I hate doing that. I drove myself to the hospital to have my daughter while my husband was in the field because I don't like bothering people. But look, man, I gotta I gotta be able to get where I need to be at a moment's notice. So I can't do that in this current situation. And it's really bothersome to me that every one of the Uber drivers that I have, except maybe two a week, are all foreign. These illegal aliens get here and they get a clean credit file, they get new cars, they get nice used cars. That's all I'm after, is a nice used car that I can get around in, so that I can fight this good fight of faith, man. We in Colorado have been under siege. These people have abused us, and we need to be present, and we need to beat them to their damn socks at the ballot box. And there's so much more that I intend to do and that I can do, but I need to be able to get around. So look, I'm going to send a link. I have held off as long as I can, but bro, help a sister out. I need to be able to get around.
Since then, she has gotten transportation and stuff like that, just so you know, FYI.
To,
But I do need to talk to her more about her running for office. I'm not sure which office she's running for. I think it's more of a local state seat, House seat.
Do what needs to be done to support President Trump and his agenda to restore and it, build upon the wonderful things that he has done for this great nation. Um, my husband fought and died for this country. I'm a military Gold Star widow, and I can't get a car. That is absolutely insane when I see these people who come here and they immediately get everything that they need and more. It really is disheartening to see that they have been treated better than us. So, you know what? If you can, help a sister out, man. I gotta get some wheels. Just something nice, used car. I can make payments on it and just keep this going and continue to support the president in whatever way that it is required. Because he needs it. He needs our support, and he needs to know that we got his six. So anyway, I'm just, if you can, share it, pray, and let's just keep making America great again. God bless you. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you soon.
She's got the transportation thing fixed. I'm running for office. I haven't found out exactly which one. I do plan to have her back on as a guest again. It's hard to contact her though. That's for sure. All right. Here's the next one. Illegal aliens murder a 19-year-old black girl.
Well, another angel family created over the weekend. Decorah Thompson, 19 years old, had her life taken from her by an illegal alien from who knows where and who gives a shit. I'm not going to mention his name. He's got 3 or 4 names. Who cares? He's nobody. He's nothing. He's a parasite, and nobody gives a shit who he is.
Hey, Julie.
I hope that shit gets handled in prison really fast.
Hey, Ray.
Anyhow.
Hey, Lori.
Decorah Thompson, this is who we're here to talk about. He took her to his house, savagely raped her, and beat her to death, bashed her head in, murdered her, threw her poor lifeless body in a vehicle, and went and dumped her off a bridge, hoping nobody would notice. And he just went on with his pathetic existence like nothing happened. Because he doesn't give a shit. Guess what? We don't care about him either. And I don't want him here for 20 or 30 years. I want him deported to CCOT. He can explain to President Nayib Bukele why he raped and murdered a 19-year-old child. He can explain that. Let them deal with him in CCOT. Okay? Or Uganda. Even better. Send him to Uganda. So, Decorah Thompson, yet another American citizen in Maryland, Baltimore, brutalized and murdered by a illegal alien, similar to Jocelyn Nungary. Remember? Poor little Jocelyn, 12 years old, brutally raped by 2 Venezuelans, and her lifeless body thrown off a bridge, discarded like a bag of eaten Doritos or some shit. Oh, Lake and Riley. Yeah, remember that? Left her for dead after bashing her head in, tried to rape her, but she fought back because she was a quite the athlete. And he couldn't get what he wanted, so he just bashed her head in with a boulder. Yeah. So I want these people out of here. I don't care who they are, grandmamas, mamas, baby daddies. I don't care, grandmamas, grandpas, cousins, uncles, brothers. I don't give a fuck. I want them out of here. I want them out of my country. You suck this country dry. You're nothing but a bunch of leeches. You add no value to this country whatsoever. And I
Amen.
want you out. And there are millions of people who are just like me, whether they admit it or not. That is why Donald Trump is president, and that Hindu Horus is not. Miss Dakara Thompson, where was murdered by an illegal alien, by the way, a little black girl. Oh, where are all of the posts by Black Lives Matter? Because I haven't seen anything from them yet. Anybody? Anything from the Rocky Mountain NAACP? Anything? NAACP, National Division, anything? Are you going to say anything about this poor
Betty
black girl being murdered by an illegal alien?
She's probably going
Where
to come
you
back
at,
on as a guest
Congressional
again.
Black
We have
Caucus?
questions in the future.
Where you at, Senate Democrats?
Probably in a few
Where
weeks.
you at, Congressional Democrats? Where are you at, Democrats overall? Where's LaMonica MacIver, who tried to assault an ICE officer with her damn belly? Lead belly, I call her. Where are you at, bitch? How come you haven't said anything about this poor black girl who suffered the worst kind of death? Horrifying to have her body mutilated and taken from her by somebody who wasn't even supposed to be here. Where y'all at? Where you at, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson? Where are all the Democrats? Why haven't you made a public statement? Hakeem Jeffries, where you at? You always got something to say. Where you at, Spartacus? Cory Booker? Huh? Where y'all at? Not a word? You're not going to say anything about Dakara Thompson? Oh, where you at, Chris Van Hollen? The one who went down to El Salvador to try to kidnap Kilmar Abrego Garcia, to bring him back here after he trafficked and sold children back and forth across the borders and solicited for child sex photos. Oh, yeah, he beat the shit out of his girlfriend, because those are the kind of individuals that you Democrats just love. Where are you, Chris Van Hollen? You freak. There's something sinister about you. It's going to come out too. There's no reason for you to stomp the yard for an illegal alien you know good and damn fucking well was not supposed to be here, but you went the extra mile for him. Are you going to say anything about Miss Dakara Thompson? Are you going to give a public statement to her family who is grieving over their daughter, Chris Van Hollen? You know you're getting tagged in this, right? Please share this, because I want these people to give an explanation as to why they have not said one word about this poor girl to her family. We, the people, want to know. Disgusting.
Amen on that. Democrats underestimate President Trump's mission. They keep losing to him.
I don't think the left is aware of exactly what's happening here. I'm going to give it to you from a different perspective, because the Democrats are clearly confused and they are fighting with carnal weapons known as lawfare, and nothing that you do is going to work. So the president was the keynote speaker this morning at the Religious Council. Scott Turner, who's the HUD secretary, prayed fervently to heaven, and millions of people across this country who watched this live, including the people who were in the room, all agreed. When two or more gather together and agree on any one thing, God is in our midst. Do you not understand what is happening right now? No, you don't, because you're full of demons. But I'll give it to you this way. Nothing you do will succeed. Nothing. God said, touch not mine anointed and do my prophet no harm. I don't care what you think about Donald Trump. That's not the issue. You can scream and screech and stomp and moan and do your little No Kings rallies and your stupid little rallies in DC and pay thousands of people to show up and get back on the bus to leave, to go out of DC because they don't live there. With your little protests. There was a tiny little protest in Denver over the weekend, I think Saturday, and it was like 10 old white folks just on the side of the road and
White liberals are the worst.
Colfax and Quail.
Absolutely
just standing there in front, like 2 blocks from the doggone assisted living home. Literally, I'm not making this up. That it's 2 blocks from the assisted living home. And they out on the main drag holding these dumb signs, wasting their day. Why don't y'all volunteer at an animal shelter or something? Be a cashier. Go pet animals or something. Comfort the animals. Why are you out doing something stupid like protesting against Donald Trump? Let me tell you, I'll get back to what my point is for talking to you today. Okay, God has given this man a mandate. Whether you like him or not is not, it's neither here nor there. It don't make any difference. And you will know what's happening when you see that he is totally different than he was from 2017 to 2021. He saw that he cannot reason with you people. He said that in the joint address to Congress earlier this year. He said very plainly, I have tried to be nice to you people. I have extended my hand to you. I have tried to work with you across the aisles. I have tried to be nice to you. I have tried to get your ideas, and it doesn't matter what I do. You're not going to be nice. You're going to be evil. You're going to just fight whatever I do. So guess what? I'm just not going to deal with you anymore, and I'm not going to try to be nice to you anymore. He said that. Go back and listen to that in the joint sessions of Congress. That moment, I was like, oh, the hammer's about to drop on these people because they're thinking with their carnal minds. All they're thinking is,
hey, John.
Get Trump, get Trump.
Hey, Leslie.
That, nobody cares. This man, he has a mandate from God. You tried to kill him twice on national TV, just like you did John Fitzgerald Kennedy, God bless his soul, in broad daylight in Dallas in November of 1963. You murdered that man on TV to shock the conscience of the world. You did that. That's when the deep state was born. But guess what, you some bitches? You don't have what you had before. We know what you've done over the past years. We know you've amassed a fortune and you've got all these people in place and you have flooded the federal government and installed yourselves. You are the cancer. You are the cancer. So Donald Trump is different now than he was back then. See, you hadn't tried to take him out twice publicly. Now he knows what his mission is. He knows what he is supposed to do. He knows why God called him to be here in the spirit of Queen Esther for such a time as this. You don't get it because you're just trying to save your ass. And you've cut off all ability to think and to reason. And you're only going fueled by hatred for Donald Trump. And it's because he's destroying your institutions and he's burning it down, bringing down the whole ugly, disgusting temple on your heads. That was in a movie. So it doesn't matter what you do because God, he's doing what God has told him to do. He is unashamed to speak the name of God. He said that again this morning. He is unashamed and he does not care about your feelings. He does not care what you think. He does not care about your little protests that have absolutely no meaning because you never have solutions. See, he's coming with solutions. He's doing things. All y'all doing is talking out the side of your neck. You ain't producing nothing except a bunch of old white folks who have nothing but time on their hands anyway, because they're getting 3 or 4 freaking retirement checks, including Social Security that I pay for, to protest Donald Trump when they don't even know what the hell they're protesting. You don't win this.
Yeah.
Nothing can stop what is coming.
You ever seen any of the ones where they ask them questions, what they're protesting, they can't even answer? But they do. Some of them admitted that they're getting paid.
Understand what's happening here? You might as well just,
they don't even understand.
I don't know, take all the money you stole and leave. I don't know. It's a thought.
All right. The next one's ugly mob of code pink liberals scream at the President of the United States.
This video is not going to be nice. Okay. Who the fuck? Who in blue hell?
Programming note. She does plan on coming back on. She does plan on running for office. So I'll have her as a guest for that reason here. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks or so.
Who is responsible for this security breach from last night? Who is responsible for this? Because your ass needs to get in on my pay right now, grab your last check from the federal government and get the fuck on stepping. Kick rocks! You know what? I need to come work for my president. That's it. I don't trust you people. I don't trust you. And I really appreciate all of his cabinet members. I am very happy with you. However, this was not gonna work. You got code pink. Thank you. You know what? Thank you, Laura Loomer. Let me go ahead and give props where it's due before I go into my diatribe and my rant. Thank you, Laura Loomer, because you are the only reason that we know anything about what went on last night at Joe's Crab Shack or whoever the hell they are. And this restaurant, President Trump showed up impromptu, going to dinner, which he is entitled to do, excuse you. However, the Secret Service needs to do sweeps and they need to make sure the area is clear. How did these code pink, nasty, disgusting, fish-smelling hoes get in within feet of my president? What the fuck? Who? Y'all know how I feel about white liberal females. There is nothing worse. Black porch Negroes who work for Democrats, y'all up there too. But these white liberal females are a different breed. They are the bane of human existence. They are in there within feet of my president shouting, Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine, Trump is Hitler. Fucking dumb bitches. I swear. I'm coming to work for my president. What y'all need to figure out is where you're going to assign me, because I have had it with this incompetence. You are guarding and you serve at the pleasure of the most important man on fucking earth. Act like it. Do your job. I have had it. You almost took him out twice, and these ugly skank hoes got within feet of him. They shouldn't have been on anywhere near the block, anywhere near the radius. Tony Saruga knows the geo fencing and the location of these individuals because he publishes it on X. Okay?
She's going to be running for office.
Somebody's head needs to roll for this. Multiple heads need to just roll down the street. Kids need to play soccer with those heads, okay? This is unacceptable. Find out where you're going to put me, because I'm coming. Bastards. I have had it with this. The fuck is wrong with you people? Free Palestine. You know what? Pack these motherfuckers up who are talking about free Palestine and send them over to the Gaza Strip. Send them over there.
That didn't come up. Okay.
They'll be begging to come back here within 2 hours.
See, Colorado's
you disgusting creatures. How dare you? How dare you?
That state was flipped by...
you don't deserve America.
Soros,
You don't deserve the freedoms that you have been afforded because you didn't have to sacrifice anything to enjoy them.
I'm in on that.
I have had it. Thank you once again, Laura Loomer. Thank you, Steve Bannon on the War Room for exposing this shit, because we wouldn't even know about it and everybody would just go on with their day.
Yep, exactly. So, all right, let's go on. The Daily Beast posted.
Well, the Daily Beast had to issue an apology to our beautiful First Lady, Melania Trump, over some garbage that they wrote about her recently, based on some lies by Michael Wolff. Why is this individual still lurking about? Why is he still able to publish lies? Okay, so the Daily Beast, I'll just read their stupid little half-ass apology. The Daily Beast recently published a story headlined, quote, Melania Trump very involved in Epstein scandal, author, based on an interview with Michael Wolff. The end quotes, I forgot, it doesn't matter. Upon reflection, we have determined that the article did not meet our standards and has therefore been removed from our platforms. In response to a letter from the First Lady's attorneys.
Yeah, I was thinking that on the similarities.
The Daily Beast has also removed a portion of an episode of the Daily Beast podcast titled, quote, Trump's Epstein scandal can't stop, won't stop, end quote. Referencing the First Lady, the First Lady points to her best-selling book, Melania, as the definitive account of her life story, as it should be. We apologize to the First Lady and our readers. When are y'all going to write a story about the tragic passing of Joe Biden's first wife and how there were still so many questions after that happened? And then Jill Biden, who was the nanny for their ratchet ass demon spawn, aka children. When are y'all going to write a story on that? Because I've never seen one. Instead, you want to continue to publish garbage, trying to tie Melania Trump and Donald Trump into Epstein when you know that Bill Clinton flew on Lolita Express to Little St. James Island more than 22 times. You know this, but you're completely fucking ignoring it. Instead, you want to write garbage and listen to Michael Wolff. Wasn't him and his fat girlfriend back in the day tied up in the Russia, all that, everything about Russia was completely fabricated? And you're listening to Michael Wolff, who's supposed to have, oh my God, I've got the exclusive. So you issue this half-ass apology when you are threatened with a lawsuit, because I really hope that the First Lady still sues you and that you cease to exist. Why don't you write about Bill Gates on the Lolita Express and going to Little St. James Island? Literally, the victims of Jeffrey Epstein just got up in front of a microphone 2 weeks ago in front of the Capitol. I don't like what they did overall, because honestly, they lost me when they put Gloria Allred up there. I'm like, oh, never mind. It's all a grift. But at least one of the attorneys representing some of the victims of Jeffrey Epstein said very plainly that Donald Trump was cooperating with authorities because he knew these people, not because he did anything wrong, because he didn't, but he knew these people and he had dirt on them. And he cooperated with authorities back in 2005. He got up there and he said it publicly. You notice it's only three Democrats still talking about Epstein now. They don't want to talk about it. They're done with it now because the victims also went on NBC, and the so-called interviewer, I want NBC shut the fuck down. Anyway,
they need to be shut down.
She couldn't wait to ask them
I hear you there.
Was Donald Trump involved? You guys were
She's come on
there.
as a guest
Did you
before,
see
Betty.
him? Did you see him doing
She plans on
anything
coming back on.
nefarious
Well,
or
to
having
contact.
anything to do with little girls
I
or blah
message
blah
her, and
blah
she
blah?
doesn't
And they
see
were
her
like,
messages for like 3
no,
weeks.
no.
So it's hard.
We never
hard
saw
to set
him.
it up.
He never had anything to do with any of this. Psychotic bitch.
Yeah.
They're done with the story.
Yeah.
By the way, Ghislaine, I know her name's Ghislaine. I am mocking her. Ghislaine Maxwell has also said Donald Trump doesn't have anything to do. He never had anything to do with it. So you got court testimony from the victims themselves back from 2005 or so. Donald Trump does not come up. Even Virginia Giuffre, they got rid of her. She said Donald Trump never had anything to do with that, all of that, not all of that evil.
But they want the narrative.
But yet y'all still see,
4
to me,
hours
that
behind
says
New
you
York?
planted some shit
surprised it's
during the
not more
Biden
than that.
administration that
Yeah, I
you
live about an
want
hour from Niagara Falls,
put
Betty.
out there in the public. More lies, more deflecting from your own evil.
What's
That's
the
all
temp
this
up there
is.
now?
So
It's still not
back
that
to the
bad
story.
here. At night
The
it gets
Daily
down
Beast
kind of
had
cool.
to issue a half-ass apology to First Lady Melania Trump for more lies that they told, because they're all lies, so they would not get sued. But see, the problem is their mouth-breathing, retarded, psychotic, leftist readers have already consumed the lie.
Betty, what do you think of parts of Canada thinking of becoming parts of America, like Saskatchewan, Alberta, that kind of stuff? They're thinking of leaving Canada, and it might connect Alaska with the USA. What do you think of that, Betty? I know you live up there. Maybe you're near the border of Canada. I'm near the border of Canada, but that's New York and Canada. That part of Canada is not going to be part of the USA, I'm sure. Toronto area and that.
Lies for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they're full of lies, and they're
I've been doing
shitting out
videos
lies
on that.
So they're not even going to see your retraction, and they're not going to know that you took the story back and that you apologized. They don't even care. All they know, as far as they're concerned, the story is still true. Man, I can't even say how many times, how despicable and disgusting you people are. And I am sad that I have to share any earth space with your kind. God bless my First Lady, Melania. Honey, they don't even deserve to speak your name.
Amen. All right, the next one's about a Colorado family builds a memorial for Charlie Kirk. And the Democrats try to burn down their house for building this memorial on their property. They try to burn down the people's house. Watch this.
So a family in Colorado has reported, and it's been widely reported and shared on X, that they put up a tribute memorial in their house for Charlie Kirk. Their house, their fence, the house where they pay mortgage, their house.
So the Democrats are trying to burn down this house.
No HOA, no nothing. They can do whatever they want to. They pay the bills in that house. It's their house.
That's doable.
So
at night
these
it's
wratchet
like 50
bastards,
here.
These crank
During the
far
day it's like
leftist
70.
Democrats came by and tore not only just, desecrated the memorial, but they tried to light it on fire. That is attempted murder.
So.
That is attempted murder, because y'all could have set the house on fire.
Besides, the other part of Canada there would go off, and Saskatchewan and Alberta would stop having to pay for them. Then they'd sink. The socialism would sink there.
Set the memorial on fire. I want them found. Others. They need to be fucking arrested immediately. I don't know what county this is, but when I find out, I'm contacting them directly. Y'all, every Ring camera in the neighborhood, every single whatever
Who tries
kind
to
of
burn down
camera,
a house
any
because
Tesla
of that?
vehicles with
Jesus.
is it Sentry or Sentinel or
I don't care
whatever,
if they kill people.
anybody,
Their TDS
find
is
them.
so bad.
Somebody drove there, they didn't catch the bus, find the license plate, okay? Find them. You don't get to do this with your broke ass. You don't get to damn do this. How many times during the 2024 election cycle did I in Colorado, especially mostly in Denver and Boulder, okay, and in parts like Jeffco or near Sloan's Lake, where the homes are 3-4 million, upwards of $10 million, because they're right in front of Sloan's Lake. Harris Waltz, every fucking where you walk, Harris Waltz. Not one news broadcast did you see conservatives tearing down these signs. They were all across Denver, all across other counties like Broomfield, Longmont. We don't bother you. We don't touch you. You literally are telling us that we don't get to speak at all. We don't get to have an opinion because we don't agree with you. Fuck you. Every last one of you. I want them found, and they need to spend an enormous amount of time behind bars, because see, they don't ever get consequences for their actions. This is why they have been emboldened to burn cities down and cause havoc for people like us, who are the taxpayers who got to pay their bills and come back behind them and clean up their mess. Just like we did in 2020 after the George Floyd riots. Scott Pressler came into Denver and helped clean up Democrats' mess. Okay? We are always cleaning up your mess. This family, that is their house. They can put whatever they want in their house. You don't have jurisdiction over their house. You probably don't even have one. And if you do, it's not an actual house. We can't live with these people. There is no peaceful coexistence. There is no reaching across any aisles. There is no bipartisan. There is just destroying them, politically, whatever you want to say. They need to be away from civil society. They are psychotic. They are evil. We cannot deal with these people. They don't want to peacefully coexist, even though they put the bumper sticker on their cars that say coexist. They're full of shit. They don't want to coexist. They will give you the authorization to live and breathe only if you come to their side, to the psychotic, evil side. Okay, where they're mutilating children and driving people insane to suicide themselves. That's the side they want you on. But this video is to, if anybody knows who this family is, please let me know so I can reach out to them. We can't live with them. Okay, we can't live with crazy freaking people. We need to reopen state hospitals. We need to build new ones. I don't care if they're like the ones that they did for the illegals in New York, where they built this giant military style outdoor, indoor type deal. They need to go inside or go to prison because they're violent. I don't really give a crap as long as they have no access to the public. They are dangerous. They are dangerous. Like I said in my video yesterday, we are not after you and after your jobs because we're petty, which we kind of are, but we're after you because you're dangerous, and you cannot be in a civil society when you literally, outwardly, publicly celebrate a man being assassinated because of his political and a spiritual, his religious views. This is a spiritual war. You better put on the full armor of God right now and use it and get ready for battle, because they want us dead. That's all. There is no negotiating. You cannot negotiate with fucking demons. You have to exercise them out of the host that is the human body. They gotta go. These people, we can't live with them. They have proven over and over and over that they are psychotic. You can't talk to them. You can't debate with them. You have to remove them from society. That's it.
Lots of
Colorado family can't even put up a memorial for Charlie Kirk without you bastards tearing it down, because that's what you do. But guess what? You're not going to have run of the entire country anymore.
Yeah, Benny, up there, they got ranked choice voting or some stupid thing up there in Alaska, so they can get some Democrats in sometimes, or very weak Republicans a lot of times. They'll do that. And it's really weird up there. Maybe you could say a little bit about that. Ungrateful foreigner expelled from Congress for horrible comments about Charlie Kirk. I think she was saying should be. Oh, yeah, should be.
This is a notice to members of Congress that I know will listen. And I understand that,
hey,
thank you, Eric Daughtry, for posting on X, that there is buzz around Capitol Hill for an effort to remove Ilhan Omar from all of the committees upon which she sits, due to her reckless, insensitive, and horrible comments toward brother Charlie Kirk.
She plans to come on
after his passing, on a podcast with another ungrateful foreigner who resides in the United Kingdom, Mehdi Hassan. Why is it that all of these Muslims who go to Christian countries start lecturing to us about how awful and racist and bigoted we are, but yet here you are? Yet there you are over in the United Kingdom disparaging a man you do not understand, nor should you let leave your mouth. Okay? Do not speak of Charlie Kirk. This is none of your business, Ilhan Omar. You, according to your own words, in a recent dinner or speech or some event, you said that you work for Somalia. Yeah, right after the election of the new president of Somalia, you said yourself that you work for Somalia and the interests of Somalia. We don't need you in America working for Mogadishu. Why are you here? We're paying you almost $200,000 a year. You're worth over $10 million on paper. How did you get that way? Qatar! I don't just want Ilhan Omar kicked off of committees. I want her completely expelled, because, see, she'll still be collecting a congressional salary. I want her expelled. We will not be lectured to by a foreigner from a third world shithole like Somalia. Are you serious right now? We have been so generous to you, Ilhan. We have fed you. We have clothed you. I worked for the federal agency that oversees the Office of Refugee Resettlement. You got everything when you arrived. Your family got everything. You people were welcomed with open arms. You were given welfare, generous welfare benefits. You were given a place to live. You even got student loans and grants. You went to school for free. So did your brother. Yeah, that brother. I want you completely removed from Congress. I am sick of your kind. All you do is disparage us. All you do is talk down to us as though somehow you're better than us. But yet you're in our country.
Kick her out of
you
Congress.
In my neighborhood. You in my hood. I'm not going to Somalia. Okay? I want her expelled. She could have kept her mouth closed. But, she's just another crazy leftist who wants to keep a narrative going that somehow Charlie Kirk was bigoted, racist, homophobe, sexophobe, blah, blah, blah. We're sick of hearing it. We're done with you. And now you get to join the list of others who disparaged Charlie Kirk and his very, very impactful work for the kingdom of God. Because you work for the devil, Ilhan Omar. I want her completely removed from Congress. I don't just want her removed from all of the committees where she has access to top secret information, by the way, that she shares with Qatar. Anyway, I want her removed. You are not an FBA. You are not a foundational Black American. You ride on the backs of FBAs because you're trying to pretend you know the Black struggle. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't know anything about us. You come from Africa, some doggone where. You know nothing about us. And you know nothing about Charlie Kirk. You know nothing about the mission and the call on his life. You know nothing. And honestly, I'm sick of looking at your face. Your face is offensive to me. I have had it with you ungrateful foreigners. We do everything to make your life better so you can have a better life. And you just shit on us. You just turn it around and you take every opportunity to tell us how bigoted and racist we are. A Black dude, excuse me, let me take that back. A melanated dude, Barack Hussein Obama, pimp walked in and out of the White House after 2 terms, and you are still screaming about racism and bigotry. You know damn well Charlie Kirk, all he did was he woke people out from their sleep. That's what he did. He challenged these students. And you and your putrid mouth and your evil rhetoric are responsible for his death, Ilhan.
Oh, that's
Omar.
weird, Gregory.
His blood is on your hands.
Is it to go and
disgusting,
pick up your truck
disgraceful,
or
ungrateful foreigner. I want you out. I want
that's
you
right,
out.
Kirk. I agree. Oh, off guard for playing the next one. Leftist psycho. This explains itself.
Word on the street is the Democrats and the crank far left and their Jezebel, Sodom, and Gomorrah whore media want conservatives like myself to turn down the temperature. You want us to turn down the temperature. Interesting phrase for you people. After spending the entirety of 2020 burning down the entire country.
Dwayne,
excuse you, but I haven't seen a Wendy's on fire in a week. It's been 7 days since Charlie Kirk was executed on live television, whatever, live feed, live stream. Not one Wendy's has burned down. No stores have been boarded up, but you want us to turn down the temperature because see, when you bastards go ahead and get pissy and get your little panties in a wad, that's when stores start boarding shit up. Not for us. The country is comfortable because conservatives are just what the root word describes. Conserve. We conserve our energy. We conserve our anger. Because let me tell you something, I'm still angry. Okay? But you know what? You want us to turn down the temperature, right? You used the FBI against us.
Another shooting today.
That puss pants Merrick Garland with his mousy little voice pretended to be tough. And you terrorized January 6th political prisoners who were just attendees of an event, who had the right to petition the government for a redress of grievances. But you called those who completely destroyed the country, with $30 billion or so in damage across the country during George Floyd riots, quiet but mostly peaceful protesters. Got it. But now you want us to turn down the temperature. Turn it down. Isn't that just cute? Well, yeah. It's story time. It's story time. So, there is a story that I remember about three young guys named Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. And these three refused to bow down to and worship King Nebuchadnezzar. He was so insulted, so infuriated after issuing a proclamation that everyone is to worship the king. Everybody is to get on their knees and bow down and worship the king. How dare you not worship me, said Nebuchadnezzar. So these young men said, no, we only worship the God of life, the God of everything, the Alpha and Omega. Yahweh is his name. So he lost his shit. Nebuchadnezzar had him thrown into the fire. They were thrown into a burning ring of fire.
Several structures in mind.
He turned the fire up. Yeah. Turned the fire up. Didn't hear no screaming. Didn't hear nothing.
Gregory,
so he sent the guards over there
CNN on
and said, "Hey, are they done yet? Are they cooked?" And he's like, "No, not yet." He said, "Well, turn the fire up higher. I want them cooked. I want to smell their hair singed and burned. I want it to be fragrance to my nostrils." So they turned the fire up as high as it could possibly go. You ought to read your Bible sometimes. It's in there. It's very exciting. This is actual history. This is what happened. So these guys
would know about this.
Are in there doing the crip walk. What's up? What's up? And the guard goes over and looks into the burning ring of fire. Uh-oh. And he realizes, oh my God, it's getting hot in here. So he got burned. But he said, yo, King, I thought we threw 3 people into that fire. He said, yeah, we did. So are they gone? He said, no, they ain't gone. And they're doing a dance I've never seen or heard of before. And there's 4 of them. Where did the 4th man come from? Do you know who the 4th man is? Wow. You need to pick up your Bible and read it. Because those who know, you know who the 4th man is. Yeah! And Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came out of the fire, and not a hair in their head was burned.
Dwayne,
so,
I don't even know what that is.
With story time, I will leave you with, hell no! We ain't turning down shit.
I have no clue what a Trump church
Fire's
is.
Gonna get hot.
The one he goes to? I don't know that he goes to church that much. A little bit.
Yeah. God, it's amazing.
Still a progressive. I doubt
God has had it with you people. And we ain't got to do nothing. We ain't got, disclaimer, we're not inciting violence, blah, blah, blah.
We're being a conservative,
okay, huh? No, we're not. We don't have to.
I didn't know they
We
had
want to see you poor
liberal
and
or conservative
and eating
then.
from the trash can because you don't have a job.
Elected
anyway,
governments back then.
That was story time.
So I don't know that it really
for WTF Wednesday.
Conservatives or liberals necessarily back then, because there was no elected governments back then. So all the officials were like dictators back then. So I don't know if there was anything such as liberal or conservative, really.
As a matter of fact, I've witnessed Charlie Kirk say things to my community. I am both black and a female, and say
I
things
had
like,
this in the
you
wrong
are not
folder,
a
but I thought I'd
victim.
play
You
it
don't have to
anyways.
have victimhood mentality. You are no longer a slave. You have the same resources and abilities that everyone else out here does. Stop allowing yourselves to be lower than other people, and stop allowing yourselves to live in this place of oppression when you are not being oppressed. Realize that you really can do whatever it is you want to do. Remember, these words are coming from a black female who has a master's degree. You cannot tell me that I am a victim and that I am under some super racist, oppressive system that is keeping me down when I have done so much more than my ancestors ever had the ability to do. I wanted to go to college and I
Amen.
did it. I wanted to play sports and I did it. I wanted to be a coach and I did it. I wanted to be a teacher and I did it. And guess what? Not one time could anybody stop me from doing what I set my mind to do.
Nor
And
should
that's the
anyone.
message that Charlie Kirk had. And sadly, I think a lot of people would rather be victims and blame other people for why they are not progressing.
All right, this is when Trump designated Antifa as a terrorist organization.
Whoa, breaking news. President Trump just posted on Truth Social.
It's a little over a
I
week
am
ago.
pleased to inform our many USA patriots that I am designating Antifa a sick, dangerous, radical left disaster as a major terrorist organization. I will also be strongly recommending, that means you're absolutely going to do it, that those funding Antifa be thoroughly investigated in accordance with the highest standards, highest legal standards and practices.
Yeah, did they
Thank
believe in
you
trans
for
back
your
then,
attention
Dwayne?
to this matter.
I don't think
Boom,
so.
bitches. I just told
Trump
you
church
we ain't
is.
turning down no damn temperature. Fuck you. We ain't turning down nothing. You infiltrated the entire
Conservative really
institution
has
of
usually a lot more
life
to do with
for the
spending.
last 60, 75 years. You have infiltrated every single organization in this country. You have created your own NGOs of hell. You have infiltrated the education system from preschool up through college and graduate school. You have turned 3 generations into
I know
fucking
Jesus
raging
was totally against the
lunatics.
taxes they were trying
You
to
have
charge.
destroyed the
They were trying to
fabric of
tax the
this
people too
nation,
much.
and we are having to rebuild on the rock that is Christ. But guess what? We ain't turning down nothing. We are not, we're winning this country back for God of heaven. We are not going to allow you to sit there and steal everything and call us names and poison and rot out the minds of Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and those coming after. We own this now because President Trump, thank you, sir, is doing God's work. Antifa is designated as a terrorist organization,
as
not just domestic,
they're violent,
but international, because it's implied that it's terrorist, not just domestic, because you bastards from all over this world have infiltrated the United States to try to take it down. But God has a better plan. That's why Donald Trump is in there for the second term. You ain't doing shit else to destroy this country. You bastards, you're gonna be broke. You're gonna be poor. You're gonna be eating out of the trash can and pushing carts up and down the street like you have done to American citizens, destroyed their lives, murdered people. You have taken everything away from us. And now you get to be the ones who can't
exactly
because you're scared.
Anti-fascists. They are the fascists. They're the ones trying to silence people, Dwayne. Okay, Somali pirates strikes again in Minnesota. Housing scam.
Geez, Somali pirates strike again. Interesting. The Department of Justice issued a press release today. Headline: Defendants charged in first wave of housing stabilization fraud cases. Yeah, more Somali pirates stealing our money. Interesting. This is a press release. It's public information. So you can go on the Department of Justice website, and it's one of the most recent press releases. So thank you guys. Thank you, Pam Bondi, for
I know what they
working
say
on
they
this and
stand for,
executing it
but trying to shut
and
people up,
catching these ratchet ass
Dwayne, is being fascist. They are trying to silence people by using physical force to shut them up. They are attacking. I've been attacked by Antifa. I had my chest beat in, caused me to have a stroke. They are Antifa. They are fascist. Don't give me that bullshit.
leeches that have infiltrated this country
They are the
thanks to
fascists.
Slim Slacks Obama bringing their sorry asses in here back during his so-called administration. Yeah, here we have these defendants:
Yeah, our free speech by trying to stop us from speaking.
Mokhtar Hassan Adin, Mustafa Daib Ali, Khalil Ahmed Daib, Abtafata,
Yeah, he is a meathead.
Muhammad.
Hi, Colin.
Oh, God. There are more. Christopher Adjustan Falude, or Falade. Yeah. Emmanuel
It's being canned because of the ratings. No one wants to watch it.
There are more defendants, but I choose not to waste more time trying to pronounce all these fucking consonants. You know why? Because I'm an American citizen, and I don't. Yeah, anyway, funny. Very funny thing. Ilhan Omar has so much to say about literally everything else. But these individuals, by the way, I guess I forgot to mention,
they're using
all
the right definition
in Minnesota.
They are being fascist.
In her
fascists try to
district.
shut you up.
Yeah.
And that's what they were trying to do.
I'll read the first paragraph just so you get an idea of.
I was down there for 4th of July watching fireworks with other patriot friends, and Antifa came in after Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter wasn't attacking anyone. They were getting in people's faces, but they weren't harming anyone. It was Antifa with PVC pipe hitting people and beat me in the chest. It caused me to have a stroke, which I nearly died. I had less than 1% chance of living. So don't tell me they're not fascists. That's bullshit. They are fascists. They were trying to shut us up. So you can tell me to read the definition of fascism, but they're being a fascist. I don't care if they call themselves something else. That's bullshit.
What happened? In Minneapolis, 8 defendants have been federally charged with wire fraud for their roles in a massive housing stabilization fraud scheme, announced acting U.S. Attorney Joseph H. Thompson. Thank you very much, Mr. Thompson.
I agree, buddy.
He says, quote, "Today we announced the first wave. First wave. That means there are more coming. Hallelujah. The first wave of charges in a massive fraud in Minnesota's housing stabilization program, which means it was a complete and total freaking fraud." He says, I want to be clear, the scope of this crisis. What we see are schemes stacked upon schemes, draining resources meant for those in need. It feels never ending. He goes on to say, I have spent my career as a fraud prosecutor, and the depth of the fraud in Minnesota takes my breath away. The fraud must be stopped. Go read about it, because I have, and it is shocking how we let these fucking loser ass Somalis come in here, steal all of our resources, Ilhan Omar, and mock us and laugh at us when they continue to get away with crimes like FARA violations there, Ilhan. Thank you, Data Republic, small r. Data Republican, small r, for reminding me today of the speech that this ugly broad gave not too long ago, where she literally said that she works for the interests of Somalia from America. Bitch, you live in Minnesota, okay? You are squatting in Minnesota. You literally admitted in a meeting that you are working exclusively for Somalia. Are you a foreign registered agent? Like, I don't care if you're a member of Congress who stole that seat, and the only reason you did is because you've got every former Mogadishu resident in the state of Minnesota. But that's a fair.
Dwayne, they're the ones in black bloc wearing the stuff, beating me in the chest, and it caused me to have a stroke shortly thereafter. Jeez, how much more do you need? My whole chest was black and blue from PVC pipe, but thankfully, Proud Boys came in and pushed them back. Jeez Louise. Can't say I can't blame it on them, blame it on others. The doctors even said it caused me to have heart dysarrhythmia. It caused me to have a blood clot that went to my brain. It nearly killed me. I had less than 1% chance of living. Goddamn idiot.
A violation.
I know damn well what
and that
caused
needs to be considered and looked at. I'm definitely going to include some people who need to be investigating your sorry ass.
And they called themselves Antifa.
You're not going to continue to get to mock us and laugh at us. And we'll know better from now
that
on.
symbol on their stuff.
You know how many Somalis came in the last 8-9 months? 0. Because we've learned our lesson.
Bullshit, it was Antifa.
And we
Antifa
cannot be
on
nice
all
to you
their
people,
stuff too,
because this is what you do to us.
And all that stuff.
You have stolen.
I've run into them before.
Multi-millions of dollars in fraud schemes stemmed from all of the COVID money that was flying around.
Commies. They want to take down America.
Like bugs in the air. It was crazy. So you stole that money, millions, and now you're being prosecuted for it. What are the chances that Ilhan Omar is tied up in that feeding our families bullshit that is being investigated now? She did endorse it. I think you're going to reap what you sowed, Ilhan. You're not going to be smug too much longer.
Boogeyman created by the right. Well, I'm on the right, and I definitely didn't create Antifa. No way. There's no such thing as trans rights.
I'm still angry, and I'm going to keep talking. So, God bless you, and I appreciate you for tolerating my rants, because I am full of righteous indignation, and this is what I do. I believe in public discourse and people talking, even if it's yelling and screaming at some point, because at least you're communicating. And like Charlie said, when you stop communicating, then there's violence. So I'm rewatching this live broadcast on MSDNC. Of course, I was not watching MSDNC at the time because I don't watch them. Katie Tur and her dumb bitch ass had some guest on there, some fruit bag. I don't know who it was. Doesn't matter. And by the way, I'm glad that Dowd fellow, who was a useless puss, got fired. And, I see why these crank-far leftists indoctrinated these young people, a lot of young people, into believing that somehow, as was mentioned by Katie Tur's guest on MSDNC during the live broadcast, that Charlie Kirk was a far right, blah, 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 who challenged trans rights. Bitch, what are trans rights? What the fuck are trans rights? What are trans rights? I have a pocket constitution and that ain't in there. You either are an American citizen we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just power from the consent of the governed. I hope I did not leave out a line because that would upset me greatly. There's no such thing as trans rights. You either are an American citizen and part of this fabric, or you are not, and your monkey ass is getting deported by ICE.
They are the ones that are yelling no USA at all at the end of all their chants. They want to end USA. They are commies.
I'm still very, very, very angry.
So I got a troll.
You either are a citizen of this country or you are not. They have put this Jedi mind trick in the social consciousness of weak-minded people to make them think that somehow there's some conservatives in white sheets around the corner who are taking away your right to be a dude if you're a girl.
Yeah, I think it would be hard to do. I've been there.
Negro, we don't give a fuck. We don't care. We don't care. You are too self-absorbed. That's the problem. You think the world revolves around you and your damn dress and those extra hormones that you're taking in high doses because you ain't what that bottle says you is.
There's rules to become a citizen. You don't just walk into the United States and you're a citizen just for standing on the property of the United States or the land.
There is no such thing as trans rights. You are an American citizen or you are not. There's no additional rights for this group and that group and that group and that group and that group. Fuck you. Why do you get to be ahead of me in line? They got people believing that somehow there is something in congressional legislation that has taken rights away. When have you ever seen somebody, a bus driver, say, oh, you're a dude, you got on a dress. Dude, look like a lady. Get to the back of the bus, bitch. When have you ever seen or heard that happen? It doesn't. Nobody cares. It's you. It's you. It's these people lying to you and telling you that somebody's taking your rights.
They used to have the voting when they did the maps. All the conservatives were the blue and the left was red, but they switched it after Reagan won in '84. And he won so big, he won 49 of the states. So it was real bad. Her husband has been killed. He took something to do with the jab and was in the military, including her daughter was also killed that way. So she's been on my show.
Nobody is taking it. When has anybody ever said, nope, you can't come in this store because you're trans? There is no such thing as trans rights. It's not necessary. If you gotta put a damn sign on a door that says everyone is welcome, that means somebody ain't welcome. That means somebody is excluded. Because, see, I don't put signs on doors when I hold meetings, because you should assume that you're welcome. I don't exclude people.
So radicalized? Okay? Yeah, okay.
It's the Democrats that always try to make people believe that they are the ones who are tolerant, and they're not. You're not inclusive. You're not tolerant. Don't say that shit no more. And by the way, we're done with tolerance. There is no more tolerance, bitches. You're cooked.
Her husband's
at this
dead.
Juncture. You are cooked. Y'all ain't gonna win shit in 2026. You can forget it.
Running for office.
Anyway, it's a Jedi mind trick. There's no such thing as trans rights. There are only the inalienable rights of citizens of the United States of America. That's all. Rest in power, Charlie.
Amen. Amen. Liberals who posted videos celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk are now suffering.
I warned you, people. All of you over on TikTok and your stupid fake book making these stupid videos celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk. I warned you.
Life insurance
and now
policy?
Look what's happening.
Probably some.
People in very high positions are losing their jobs left and right. This is amazing.
Just like anyone else.
Do you see what happens when we, the people, we, the citizens, we who have been the hunted, are now the hunters?
Dwayne, so.
You are a ratchet son of a bitch if you make fun of this beautiful, blessed
killed by
man
the jab.
Who has done nothing but awakened the minds of young people to get them to think. They have had indoctrination ceremonies known as schools in Common Core schools
you know that,
their whole
Dwayne?
lives.
I've talked to her.
You can't just be nice and coddle. That's why they say, Charlie Kirk was hateful. He said hateful words. Nothing he said was hateful. He just got people to think. Just think. That's all. He challenged them, as you should. Their minds have been poisoned all through high school, all through elementary school, all through middle school. They poison their minds. So I am seeing even Democrats and liberals on social media who are saying, nope, I don't want nothing to do with these Democrats. I'm not Democrat. Nope, I'm not. Nope, I don't want nothing to do with this. I am not that. I do not associate with that. I do not align with that. I do not agree with that.
I know she lost her job when it had to do with the jab and not taking the jab.
You are now the lepers, you dumb sumbitches. You are the lepers. You are the ones who get set outside of the town, way on the outskirts where nobody can contract your disease. You wear the scarlet letter.
I didn't agree with warp speed stuff.
I see these people on TikTok trying to delete them videos. No, bitches, we got you. We got you, and we know where you fucking work. We know where you go to school.
You can't agree with 100%.
Did you think that this would be fruitful in any way?
There's no one I agree with 100%.
This one, man, this hit me hard. This hit me hard, man. This one, Charlie Kirk, I just didn't even... I got to my friend's work yesterday, and I just walked in, and we just cried. We just hit the floor, crying.
Government.
Everybody in the place where she worked, just crying. Everybody crying. You really woke something up. You really lit an unextinguishable
fire. I don't agree with it.
And we are going to carry on Charlie Kirk's memory, but we are also going to amplify the mission, baby.
Biden was coming
we're going to go to even more colleges and universities, and we're going to win for righteousness, because that is what Charlie Kirk represented. Righteousness, family, faith, God, country.
That happened later.
Love our president, who is working 24/7 for America first. Okay? Not Marxism, not communism, not socialism, not Leninism, but America first. That is what Charlie Kirk is. He had not a selfish or manipulative or any other negative bone in his body. Everything was wholesome through and through. The man started his movement at 18 years old in his parents'
I'm happy
garage
about
with
the
nothing. And look,
I wanted the tax cuts, and it's not just to the rich, but also that helps because then they can invest and grow companies, and more people work. The more the country works, the richer it gets. The more they print money, and it makes it worthless and causes inflation. Yeah, I'm happy about the tax cuts, absolutely. And that was just keeping the tax cuts in place there, really. Otherwise, they would have gone up, actually.
across the world, as far away as Portugal, Poland, all North, South Korea, everywhere, people are mourning his passing.
No
What
clue
are
what
you?
just said.
Nobody even knows who you are, and you're celebrating him being assassinated. His beautiful wife, Erica, and their children.
No clue what that meant.
You don't know that pain.
I got to get
You
back
don't
to my
know
other
that pain.
platforms.
And it's very selfish of you to make videos
I did.
Making.
I did see that, Alan. 120,000 new chapters of TPUSA, Turning Point USA. I did see that. I think there's going to be actually more, and there'll be more growing onto that. It'll hit about 90% of the colleges, I believe.
Fun of it and smiling. You're all ugly, by the way. You're all ugly. You smell bad. Your teeth are yellow and rotten. You're disgusting. All of you. This is not a good time to lose your job. Not in this market. So congratulations.
Yeah, I took the people off the Social Security that were over 300 years old and illegals. That's really different. No one else is getting $1 less than they were going to get before.
Congratulations,
It's
asshole.
I'm on Social Security, so I know that.
You're going to reap what you sowed.
Pushing 70.
And yeah, we're going to be fucking petty. We're going to be petty. You're going to lose everything because we suffered a big loss yesterday. But we are going to take, God is going to take what the devil meant for evil and turn it around for his good.
They needs to be, actually, and I almost need to get it down to the
congratulations, dumbasses. Now you're going to be fucking unemployed and poor. Poorer. And it's wonderful.
Yep. This one, she says, I was going to post this, but I'm wait until I knew about Charlie Kirk.
I am putting this on the record right now. I just watched video doing the Colorado show. In the middle of the show, I got a notification and announced it on the show that Charlie Kirk, that there had just been an incident of a shooting at the event, Utah Valley.
I had this a little out of order. I recorded this before a little bit, but it has to do with it, though.
College, university. And I am putting this on the record right now. Democrats, I don't want to hear anything
every school
from you.
In Oklahoma,
nothing.
That's good.
Zip thy lip. Shut up. I don't want to hear anything from you. Nothing. You are always screeching about white supremacy and all this supposed violence against black people and white. I don't want to hear it anymore. We're done. Shut up. Be quiet. Be quiet. You get to be the kid that gets put in the corner with your nose in the corner
I have a lot of
because you have continued to disrupt the class. And nobody wants to hear what you have to say.
I've even had trans and detransers on every walk I've had on my channel. So don't give me that. Obviously radicalized, but you're the one that's radicalized. I agree, Betty.
Anymore because nobody else can learn because you are out of your mind. Okay? Shut up. Your rhetoric, it is you. It's always you. It's always 100% of the time, without exception, it is you who causes the violence. It is you. It is anyone associated or connected with Democrats. Always you.
I tried to play the memorial live, but it wasn't letting me stream it on Rumble. wasn't working or something. That my area was out, so I had to go through StreamYard. I can only get it on 3 platforms at the time. I plan on uploading it to the other ones, but it's real huge to download. I do plan on getting it up there.
Can put communist attached to it, Marxist, Leninist, socialist, communist,
Yeah,
any other ist that is associated with you people, it's always you. White liberals like this individual that I see in these videos who is the suspect.
Dwayne, Jesus, I think must have liked me a lot because I should have died after Antifa, the fascist, beat the hell out of me. Yeah, I really don't like Antifa, which are the fascists, by the way, Dwayne.
Suspected alleged shooter is like some dude who looked like he escaped from the assisted living home. How did he even get into the event if he was not an instructor? I don't know if he was or not, but he doesn't even, like, he has on shorts and house shoes. What is going on? Let me tell you something on the record. You people are 100% of the time the violent ones. You commit the crimes. You are the violent ones. You do not get to speak anymore. You do not get to say that MAGA is violent. White supremacy and MAGA is the biggest threat. Nope. 100% of the time, every time something like this happens, the shooter or the stabber or the cutter or whoever the freak is associated with you. It's always you people. You are always the violent ones. You do not get to escape this. You have been on your stupid little shows on CNN.
Kirk, I'm on Rumble right now. This is Rumble right now. I'm using the Rumble thing to stream this all out. It'll end up on 31 platforms. I think I'm live on 17 platforms at the moment. I think it's 17. And I'll be downloading and uploading it to many other platforms as well.
Talking about how Charlie Kirk has been wrong about Irina Zarutska over the last few days.
Many you haven't heard of.
Literally, you are arguing about a dude who stabbed this girl in the freaking neck on video where we could all see it. You are literally arguing that it's Charlie Kirk's fault somehow. You know what? You don't get to speak anymore. You need your FCC license.
Dwayne, I'm not for socialism, you know.
Since revoked, every one of you. We need to restore the original Smith-Mundt Act and get rid of the Obama era, the modernization, putting the modernization and reimagining.
Betty, I'll message you after this. Maybe the two of you can come on together because you're very similar.
Blah, blah. We don't want to reimagine shit. You tried once again to take out one of our people. We don't bother y'all.
No part of being a commie.
Y'all better leave us alone. You don't have what it takes. Every single time there is violence, it is you. It is the Democrats. 100% of the time, you are the violent ones. You are the violent ones. You do not escape this. You do not get a pass go. You do not get to speak on this anymore. Go stand in the freaking corner and be quiet. You don't get to speak. You don't get the narrative. Charlie Kirk is effective, and you try to take him out. Charlie Kirk.
Alan, can you see what's behind me about the Second Amendment? I agree. I agree with you.
Alan is changing the minds of young people.
That's how socialists take over. They take your guns
to be the next generation of conservatives of people who love America and who will fight for America and who love this country and love
New
our
World
God,
Order is
and
the,
you can't
globalist.
handle it because President Trump is
even
deporting your voters and your constituents and getting them the hell up off the census counts and off of the voter rolls, and you're just going psychotic. We're going to put your crazy ass in a freaking... Make state hospitals great again. I've been saying this for 10 years. We need to reopen state hospitals. They shut down all my videos where I said this on YouTube under Susan Wojcicki.
Some of them actually think they're objects like trees and stuff like that. I
have said this. We need giant mega state hospitals. Job creation. We need these individuals, and I mean Democrats. Y'all can sleep in the bed next to the crazy people who slit people's throats on trains at night. You protect them. You love them so much. You can sleep in the same room with them. You don't get to speak anymore, Democrats. You're done. You're done. We have heard. We have tolerated you for 10 years. You need to shut up now. It's our turn. You're done.
Amen on that. Oh my God, it's overdone. Pastors, about black pastors now.
Why in the hell are these black pastors still pushing this Charlie Kirk was racist narrative? I'm still angry, and I will talk about Charlie Kirk as long as I deem it necessary and as long as God lays it on my heart to do so, especially calling out these apostate ass preachers who ain't nothing but race pimps. Why are you constantly bringing up race? This man was challenging young people of across the spectrum, across the color spectrum, to think, to use their brains, to think, to, if you have an argument, let's discuss it. That's it. Don't just listen to what some geriatric politician tells me to think or
Bill
say.
Gates and George Soros is running me.
Think for yourself. That's what he did. He challenged people to think. And for that, that's racist. Bro, y'all have watered down that word. You know what? I use it when I'm mocking Democrats. That is the only reason that I ever even bring it up, is mocking Democrats. So you're still pushing racism, bigotry, homophobia, all the bull crap, all the label makers. And you say nothing about the one you supported, Joe Biden, and you ought to go back and listen to his Senate hearings and see what he thinks of black folks. He's racist. Joe Biden has always been racist. Jill Biden is a racist, wrinkled old bitch. And
Absolutely.
Hunter Biden is racist. You should see on Marco Polo, Hunter Biden and his text messages with his attorney, and how many times he said Negro, and he didn't say Negro. He said the other term. The Bidens are racist AF. That's whatever. You know them by their fruits. Okay, so you support that. You voted for Joe Biden. You told your parishioners and those who are guests in your church to vote for Joe Biden when he malfunctioned on stage at the debate in July of 2024. You pivoted over to the Hindu Horus, Kamala Harris, who threw thousands of black men in prison for long prison terms over minor drug charges like marijuana. And now marijuana is legal in 9,000 states. And some of those people are still sitting in jail, in prison.
I'm going to blame
Kamala
other people.
Harris
I was the only white person with the group I was with. They were all
parents
Latino
in
and
prison over
black
truancy laws that she got enacted.
I happen to love America. That's the difference. If you love
you know
America,
why? Because Kamala Harris is not black.
That's what the difference is. All that
nothing about her is black.
Bullshit is bullshit.
And Candace Owens, actually, I credit her for at least that part of what she is doing. She exposed Kamala Harris and her lineage, and black ain't part of it. Unless you include the fact that her family, going back some generations, owned slaves on the plantation of sugarcane production. Yeah, her Jamaican side of the family, they owned black slaves.
One day.
Go figure.
I agree. I think
so.
I think he would have run for president eventually. Probably not 15 years, 20 years, and he probably would have won. Or he had a good shot at it.
You got Kamala Harris using black men for nothing more than a prop to get her in her career where she wanted to be.
Call you a Nazi, call you...
We all know Willie Brown, and then
fascist, whatever.
Montel Williams.
It doesn't work anymore. Williams, I think. You can sit there and say that.
So she used black men to get where she needed to be, and now she don't want nothing to do with black folks. So these black pastors who supported Kamala Harris, who threw black poor parents in jail for their children missing school, including a young woman whose child had sickle cell anemia. I think it was sickle cell. And Kamala Harris didn't give a shit. Her child didn't come to school, so she put the mom in jail. Okay? Causing the family more financial stress, more worry. But that's who you vote for. But you call Charlie Kirk a racist when there's literally nowhere, any clip, anywhere that he did or said anything racist. But you literally support those who show, you will know them by their fruits, who show they are racist, who show that they don't give a crap about black folks. Those are the ones you support. Got it.
It's used to divide us. It's used to divide us 100%. It's a leftist game on that. So, all right. Wanted to protect the First Amendment after 10 years of ignoring the First Amendment.
Oh, no! No! The Democrats care about free speech. Isn't that cute? They care about the First Amendment now that Jimmy Kimmel got kicked to the curb by Nexstar and ABC for saying bullshit about the shooter, that somehow he was MAGA. That is such bullshit. Jimmy Kimmel knew it, and he said it anyway. You know why? Because they've never had to suffer any consequences for their actions. And now they're starting to suffer consequences. You violated the terms of employment there, Jimmy Kimmel. It's got nothing to do with revenge. It's got to do with you and the corporation that you worked for. You violated the terms of employment. It's no different than some person who works at Wells Fargo Bank, who shows up late too many times, who's on their phone when they should be talking to customers and clients, who's smoking weed in the bathroom or in the car and coming back in the bank smelling like ganja. You can't do that. You're violating the terms of employment. See, you're fine with that. You don't give a shit. But when it's one of yours, when it's one of somebody that you need to keep propagandizing people, you have a damn nervous breakdown. That's what's happening. They're not used to consequences. They're used to just getting away with shit. But this is not happening anymore. Y'all by the thousands are losing your jobs, losing your employment. You didn't give a shit when it was us, when conservatives wouldn't take the jabs back in 2020. You ain't say shit. When we were getting fired all over the place, including soldiers and federal workers. Y'all want to talk shit about Pete Hegseth getting rid of wokeified ass soldiers and wokeified ass networks of soldiers in the military? Do you know how many soldiers got kicked out the freaking military because they would not take shots? Oh, but it don't matter because it's on your side. That was fine. Do you know how long y'all been doing this to us? My account on YouTube was nuked in 2019 because that D-list, E-list, X-list actress, Deborah Messing, could not stand that I was a conservative black woman and I commented on her white liberal bullshit. She couldn't stand it. So she went to Jack Dorsey. Jack! And my account got nuked. I was followed by very prominent conservative voices. And guess what? Nobody knew where to find me. So I just disappeared into the hinterlands. But that's what y'all did. In October of 2017 was the big purge on YouTube. Y'all ruined the lives of content creators on YouTube because a lot of people, that's all they did. They created content. And y'all ruined them. You didn't give a crap. You didn't give a crap. I could name a bunch of them right now, but you know who you are. They ruined people's lives and nobody cared. You cheered it on. You applauded it. You were fine with it because it was conservatives and you thought we don't have a right to speak because we don't think like you. Actually, you people don't think at all. So now it's Jimmy Kimmel. You violated the terms of employment, you jackass. Oh, by the way, let's talk about something else concerning Jimmy Kimmel because it should not get lost on you. Just the fact that he said something ratchet that he should have kept to himself because he was trying to be cool and he was trying to propagandize people to get them to think that this dude who murdered our brother in Christ on live TV was somehow affiliated with MAGA. He was not. He absolutely was not. He was on the crank far left. Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel Live, according to Nielsen ratings, the Nielsen figures, dropped to just 1.1 million viewers, total viewers in August of 2025. Yeah, the whole month of August just.
And Trish Reagan is getting what, like 40 or 50 million in that time? 40 or 50 times more than that.
1.1 million viewers. You know why? Because people are sick of hearing you dumb bastards and your Trump derangement syndrome bullshit. Also, that ain't paying nobody's bills. We're sick of you. People are sick of you. Going on, the ratings of the Jimmy Kimmel Live show were down 43%. From January of 1.95 million, his August household rating of 0.35 marked the weakest showing of the year. The advertiser coveted 18 to 49 demographic also cratered. Your show was abysmal. You're not funny. And people are sick of your shit. People are sick of you leftists. And, you know, the fact that you are finally starting to reap the evil that you have sown over the last 10 years is absolute poetic justice. And I ain't crying about it at all. You got some money, Jimmy. Go somewhere and, I don't know, start a podcast like you dumb losers tend to do. Nobody's going to watch it, by the way, because your ratings are already shit. This is glorious. Have a great Thursday.
Amen. All right, I'm going to move. That was the last of Karen Kennedy's videos. She didn't make any the last 4 days or so. I don't know what's going on. She has posted some, so I know she's doing something, but she hasn't been making videos lately. Last few days, anyways. Okay, I'm going to move on to a few other videos.
Me and my wife have been under attack recently by our so-called community. You know, these people. All because we're choosing our relationship with Christ over our skin color. Speaking of the Charlie Kirk incident, you know how he was assassinated and how so many people were cheering because of his death. And because we are believers in Christ and we may not have respected everything he said, but we honored him as a believer and we honored him as God's creation.
They do have a problem. They're losing a lot of people.
But you have people, our skin color, calling us all kind of coons and whatnot, saying that we're Uncle Toms and just everything that you can think of, calling us sellouts, all because we're not hating a man blindly. You can pause it.
People have become so pro-Black that they are anti-Christ. Showing compassion to somebody, a family that has lost somebody, is not as being a coon. A lot of people treat being Black as if it's a cult.
You're right.
We're pro-Christ first.
You're right, Marianne.
Our skin color does not have to do anything. We're not 100%. Saved by our skin color. We're saved because we believe in Jesus Christ. And we're not going to stop believing in Jesus Christ and following his teachings all because of a skin color. Sorry, that's just not us.
Amen for them. Amen for them. All right, here's a woman talking about pregnant woman is now on a ventilator because the left is saying take Tylenol even though you're pregnant, and this is how the person's on a ventilator about to die.
We need to have a serious talk, and this isn't going to be one of my funny videos because I don't think this shit is funny at all anymore, and you people need to cut it out. Cut it out. I just watched a video from Nicole Sorrento on her Instagram about a husband who contacted her at 4 a.m. this morning. Do you know why? Because his wife, pregnant wife, who's 23 to 25 weeks pregnant, wanted to prove that Tylenol doesn't cause autism. Guess where she is? She's in a hospital on a ventilator with liver failure, and they said she's not going to survive. Okay? I'm angry. I'm so angry for someone to be that selfish towards their unborn child. And how stupid. How stupid. Every single one of you who support this, you think it's funny, you're making videos. There's nothing cute, funny. This is dangerous. This is dangerous. I mean, to think that this is where we've gotten to, right? As a country, to think that people hate a man so much, not because they really have anything to hate him for, but because they're told, programmed to believe Orange Man bad, that you would go to these levels. You know, people joke and they say Trump derangement syndrome. Let me tell you something. I'm telling you, it's real. It should be labeled a real mental illness. Because I'm a mother of 3 sons. And I'm trying to put myself in the head of somebody who would do something so stupid and dangerous, knowing that they're carrying another life. I'm angry. I'm enraged. I have words. I'm at a loss for words. Stop. Stop. I just, listen, I'm praying for that woman and her child.
I agree, Marianne.
I'm praying for her husband, for her family.
I hear you.
Yeah. It's sad. It's
really
sad
they fall for it, really. Absolutely.
Story time about how I got fired from a school I was working at that had an Epstein cabin because my coworker was transmaxing. This is a story I honestly thought I would never tell or the internet would ever be ready to hear, but with how the term transmaxing is popularized recently, I don't think there's ever going to be a more appropriate time for me to tell this story. For reasons I cannot name the institution, but you can use that first fun fact. And I was working at a boarding school and I was a child caretaker. And that's very serious at a boarding school because I'm not just a child caretaker, I'm their legal guardian. Even if their parents wanted to see them, they would still have to check out with me and show ID. I got a new coworker one school year who said they were trans and that they were going by, let's say, the name Lisa. A very short, traditional female name. Lisa was obsessed with video games. Lisa had a very rich and affluent family who owned a lake house very close to campus. Lisa quickly starts befriending a lot of my female coworkers and inviting them over to the lake house, saying that they want help with their transition process and that they also need girls to come over for sleepovers to help them figure out makeup and hair. The female coworkers who took up Lisa on this offer never really said what happened and would suddenly stop talking to Lisa. Lisa also ended up with one of my students from the year before who was trans. This student was very, very low maintenance and very chill. So I was surprised to hear that this student asked for a new caretaker assignment. So I check in on the kid. As a caretaker, you're supposed to do room inspections just to make sure the building's clean and that there's just a general health and safety. But the rules are, of course, you can't just enter a student's room without their knowledge or their consent. You should have a stable, steady time that the kids expect you to be knocking on their doors, waiting for consent to enter, and you should never be entering if a student says not to. I asked my former student about what happened, and they mentioned that Lisa didn't have these protocols. My former student, being trans, was actually assigned a private residence. That way they could have privacy for their own gender affirming procedures. They explained they were actually shirtless at the time, enjoying the privacy of their room, when Lisa came in for another random room check. My former student shared with me that this was the second time that Lisa came in for a random room check without warning the students a day before through email or having a standardized time for room inspection. And it was the second time that Lisa had entered the room when my former student had yelled, "Do not enter," when they were not fully clothed. My former student also shared with me that because they're so far in their transition process, the boys in their hallway had no idea that they were trans and are now accusing him of being transphobic for calling out the predatory behavior that he had to undergo. So if you know me, you know I'm pissed. I'm livid. And I start going down the rabbit hole because I'm pragmatic, I'm an educator, and I know I can't just run in here with claims that the institution's already apparently addressed, and decided the solution was to simply move the kid and not address the predator. At this point, Lisa had started inviting me to their house for these slumber parties. And every time they would do the same thing. They would invite me over, claim that it was for girl stuff, claim that it was to help them transition, and every single time they would go into full incel gamer mode, get super drunk, and then claim they couldn't drive home at the end of the night. I was in a long distance relationship at the time, so girl, whatever or not, I'm bi. Out of respect for my relationship, I would just stay in one of the rooms in the house with the door locked. I began to wonder what happened to my female coworkers who also hanged out with them who mysteriously stopped. So I went back to them and I finally asked them, "Hey, whatever happened with you and Lisa?" And that's when I learned the unfortunate truth about Lisa. And I start to understand what this term transmaxing is. Lisa was inviting people over under the guise of, "Help me with my transition, help me learn girl stuff," using their transition as a way to connect with women to get their safety and trust. And then once they were alone in the house, they would push themselves on these women as a man. Several of my coworkers admitting that they were actually raped by Lisa fully as a man. They felt so embarrassed, so ashamed, so uncomfortable. They still had to work with them with kids. They didn't know what to do. I'm horrified not only for my own safety, my coworkers, my students, the community that I fostered over the last few years. So I gather all the testimonials and I send the information to the president of this institution, who has been the president of this institution for some years for the boarding school and the summer camp version. I don't get a response from the president. Instead, I get this really weird, eerie energy from all of the administrators the next day. I go through all of my meetings, then I'm called into the dean's office and told that I have to sign the papers on the table that said confidential termination paperwork. I can't even tell you what's in the papers. When I even tried to walk away and even talk to my supervisor in this moment, I was stopped by the head of campus safety who was hiding behind a darkened doorway, dead ass, and said, "If you move another foot, you will be arrested for trespassing. You are now considered a trespasser of this campus." So that's how I learned the unfortunate truth of transmaxing from real personal experience. They fired me and they simply asked that person to leave with multiple allegations, which I should have known because even when I was hired at that institution, I noticed some of the students that I was brought in to work with, they seemed a little shaken up. They seemed to have signs of PTSD. And when I asked the students I originally got when I got to that institution, how are they feeling once they got comfortable with me, they shared with me that the person who worked there before me was a predator and that they had also specifically preyed on the young queer students at this art school. I say all of this to say this is happening a lot in art spaces. This is happening a lot in education specifically.
there's a lot of young queer men in the arts. And unfortunately, these people that are transmaxing know where you are and they know how to get access to you. Lisa never got banned from the campus. I did. And then Lisa, when their students turned 18, came right back to campus when the kids were there working there over the summer and wanted to invite them to the lake house to go smoke and drink for 4th of July. And I said, literally, the fuck you are. I gathered up every single fucking kid myself and said, I don't give a shit if you drink. I don't give a shit if you smoke. But I'm going to tell you what, if you're going to act grown enough to do that, you need to be grown enough to know this person is not the appropriate person to be your friend, and no person over 25 should be a personal friend of someone who just turned 18. If you notice someone who's much older than you offering you goods, giving you all the time in the world, don't think it's because you're so special. Think it's because they're so creepy.
Amen. Only a birthing person is the next one. That's that last one. They're totally groomers, and they're still doing it. They're pedophiles. Totally this way. All right, only a birthing person.
I'm called Liam Johns, and when I transitioned from female to male, I was drinking as well. I would sometimes skip meals to pay for my liquor, and with my diabetes, I kept getting sicker. Between the substances, the T-shots, and my disease, I slowly lost function in both my kidneys. But before they failed, which was finally what killed me, I thought I found love, and I finally got married. But my lover was jealous of the attention I got from my seahorse pregnancy and my 2 little tots. So my husband decided to become my wife. And when we divorced, he ruined my life. My transgender wife, who called himself Freya, said in open court that I was not special, I was only the birthing person. He was their mother. I was only the birthing person. He was their mother. I was only the birthing person. He was their mother.
This was made by my friend X in Lansing there. A good friend of mine, actually. Former detranser now.
My babies have cerebral palsy. One was born premature. And when they lost their birthing person, they were only 2 and 4. Just toddlers when my kidney function went through the floor. They searched for a kidney donor for over 5 weeks, but my children were orphaned, their future is bleak. I was only the birthing person. He was their mother. I was only the birthing person.
I'll probably save that.
He was their mother.
And play it again on another show. I think she did this all with AI. This whole thing. So it's pretty good, actually. All right, massive outside State Farm for Charlie Kirk celebration. I got two. That's how many were waiting.
Oh no! And she has another medical.
The night before to get in to see Charlie Kirk's funeral.
Or that's a mall, isn't it?
So I have made it into 2 separate news articles in the last week over Charlie Kirk statements that people were making and that I had called out. One of them, though, ended up leading me down a much darker path to finding out that this woman had an OnlyFans account and that she was sharing it, or it ended up in the hands of minors who were students of her husband, who was a principal at a high school in Oregon. And my video that I did about it ended up making it to that community, and thank God that it did, because that community then raised hell to where that principal didn't resign last week. A lot of people are asking, well, what if her comments have anything to do with her husband's job or the OnlyFans thing? So let me explain this Barney style. Her comments about Charlie led me to digging deeper into her, which then led me to finding her video where she admitted that her OnlyFans was being sent to minors. And those minors were students of her husband's. And the school board refused to even address the OnlyFans thing. All they did was address her comments, which is why everybody thinks this is about her Charlie Kirk comments. But this man did not resign until after the OnlyFans thing came out again, because this happened in 2023 as well with his wife. So when some of y'all are in here saying that Charlie Kirk wouldn't,
his wife was doing sexual stuff online,
want this kind of thing, Charlie Kirk wanted this exact thing, to call out the pedophiles and protect the children. By removing her husband from the school, it removes her access to the children. Therefore, it makes the children safer. I am not quite sure what is so hard for you people to understand about this.
there is women pedophiles.
A woman who brags about her OnlyFans ending up in the hands of minors and thinks that it's some sort of trophy that she carries around is grooming behavior. And if y'all can't see that, then y'all don't belong around children either. This was fun. Have a day.
Exactly. I labeled this one, "You Can't Fix Stupid."
Just when I thought Democrats couldn't get any dumber, they can. Now they've decided that they're going to protest Charlie Kirk's funeral. They are putting the nail in their own coffin. If I wasn't in Connecticut, I would go over to Arizona just to see it with my very own eyes.
Yep. All right, I labeled this one, "Let It Be."
When I find myself in time,
I want to end with this one.
Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, oh, let it be. Singing words of wisdom, let it be. When the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. Though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, oh, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, oh, let it be. There's your words of wisdom, let it be.
Night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow.
Let it be. Well, hopefully everyone enjoyed that. I'm going to pass it off to the Rebel Chicks and then Charlie over on Country Conservative and this and that. So I was gone for a few days. They had a little trouble with Rumble for a couple days there, and that. And I did that one Sunday. Tried to do the one Sunday, so I let it sit for a few days, and it's working again today. All right, take care. God bless everyone. Bye bye. See you soon. I should be on tomorrow, I would think. Bye bye.